Hello, my name is Jordan, and I'm making a common sense video related to the election. I watched a good deal of videos on why people think that Hillary lost, and I have my own conclusion. She didn't lose. 50% is not what I would call a loss. Or that 50-50 narrow, slim popular vote is not what I would call a loss. A loss would be something like 1,000,000-to-1 kind of thing. You say that Donald Trump nearly eclipsed her with the electoral stuff, which is true. Which is part of one of the things I'm going to be getting at on this thing. Kind of not sure where to begin. Everyone's shocked. Everyone's deathly afraid. They're afraid because when people used to say, "Make America Great," we figured America was already great. So people would see that and know the difference. But then things started to happen. And then we found out that people didn't really understand what greatness is. They don't seem to understand what government is. I go to Fred Meyer, and their standard for greatness is their ability to serve their company without compromising their profits, which basically means low prices without bankruptcies and low prices without sacrificing too much in profits that you can't pay your people. And, profit is profit. After that, they slim down, they make things that are like discounts for their more loyal people or for anyone who really wants to sign up. They give people options when they see their profit margins are too high, so that they could say, we are making things better for you by giving you a discount, which discounts are much like rebates. People get them all the time, but not many people fill out the paperwork to get it, to receive it, or they know how to. Like, for once I got an LG V10 phone, and I was offered by Verizon to get this rebate if I did the paperwork through, and I thought I did it right, but I guess I didn't. So, but it was no harm, no foul. We planned for such things to happen. The point of which is, government is supposed to provide a set of peace-enforcing rules, stability, and fairness for our people to live prosperous lives. You could choose to live a life of war, a life of conflict, a life of fear and anger and bigotry. Of course, so to be afraid, you have to have something to fear. To, quote, fight for your country, you have to have an enemy. Anarchists, they believe that the United States is against them because the United States allows immigrants in. They believe that the United States is against the people because we have laws and order. Because we are a nation of borders. They think we are not for the people because we have politicians that are just in office that, mind you, can be corrupt. Yes, that is a human flaw, which is no different from businessman to politician to civilian to your local grocery person or person at Starbucks. I was talking with some people online, asking them where they got their source of information. Majority of them sent me Alex Jones and Fox News and Reddit. That was my favorite, Reddit. They say that corporate media is corrupt. People were constantly wondering who's failing who here, who's doing wrong here. People saying, it's wrong to want the status quo. It's wrong to want a system of law and order. That law and order has to be more for the people. But what is for the people? If you watch the documentary Occupation of Wall Street, then what you have is a bunch of rednecks wanting blood, wanting revenge, wanting something to fight against. They want something better, but they have no solution. How can you say what you have is bad if you can't think of anything better? How can you say our people are corrupt just for believing in a system designed to be fair, to allow people in to do what they do, as long as they don't threaten other people's lives, the right to life and pursuit of happiness? When did the United States people, when did 50% of the United States people That's sad, I actually know the answer to that. The answer is right in front of you. It's people like Alex Jones. People like the anarchists who want war and bloodshed, and they just want to take everything from other people because they think that the United States isn't serving them because it lets other people live a life. They think that the United States is against the people because they service the corporation by holding up banks that in turn hold up the civilian complex that serve the people. They say, make America great again. They say they love America. I heard a thing, I saw a video where a guy said that only the American flag should be waved, but then he was waving the Confederate flag. I thought we were done. World War I and Civil War deals and World War II antics and all that shit. I thought we were done with it. But no. Because the United States has just lost its war against the Confederates. My mom tells me about red, how it signifies communism. I had a conversation with a guy, and he says that Hillary deleted emails. That makes her criminal. You know, people have no grasp of time and place. None. Human beings on a daily basis deletes emails. Everybody in the world deletes emails. And they make it a bad thing. They say that she wanted Obamacare to fail. In its current form, so do you. So does Trump. So does people who voted for him. So why do you hate her if she wants it, if she says she wants it to fail at one time and then wants to fix it later? Yeah. She didn't like Obamacare any more than you did. That's why she wanted to fix it. She didn't want to remove it and leave you poor people without medical coverage. Hell, my mom and my family, I'm not on it, but my mom and my brother are on it. And in the tax return, they lost $1,500 because of problems with Obamacare. But you know what? We paid for it with our taxes. We didn't pay for it out of our paychecks. And what was most important was that whether or not we paid a high price for it, we got medical coverage from it. My family got medical coverage through it. My stepdad, Bob, got his teeth surgery done, his eye surgery done, because this program gave him the right to do it, gave him the ability to afford it, because he goes to the shipyard, he works in the CIA section, he has to drive, he has to use his eyes, he drives a forklift, and God knows what else. He drives to work, and without his eyes, he wouldn't be able to get a license. He wouldn't be able to drive to work. Hillary, they talked, one of the things that Trump talked about was why she hadn't cleared a loophole over all these years. For some reason, the United States elites had enough respect for human American intelligence to figure you guys could figure it out on your own. That she wasn't in a dictatorship. She wasn't the leader. She was a senator. She was one of the leaders. Democrats versus the Republicans. And this is where I get angry. You motherfucking hypocrites. Donald Trump goes to a red state and he says, look at this place, look at all the violence, look how the government has failed you. And I say, don't put the Democrats in your Republic soup. I say, Trump, you're right. There is violence. There is loss of jobs. Those are Republican states. That's the Republicans' fault. But then they say, it's just words, right? Just words. I look at those documents and those files and I see how Hillary expected the United States people to know better. Obama expected the United States people to know better. The resume was simple. It was a lifetime of fraud and corruption on Trump's side. A lifetime of lying and deceits. And then you thought that he could be more honest to you than Hillary. Even as Trump lied to your faces. And I had the distinguished anxiety from listening to Alex Jones and Breitbart talk about how the Democratic machine was that of Lucifer. What about the Republic machine? People say the Hillary media machine. What about the Trump machine? Of course, he didn't have much of one. He was a failure. But he got in by saying that anybody successful is evil. And that me being the failure is the only person who can succeed. What insane logic is that? Yeah, he won the election. The election is a vote. 50% or 52%. Which means that he fooled 52% of you. It denotes neither right nor wrong, only that you are convinced or willing. The Republicans endorsed him but couldn't tolerate him during the entirety of his campaign. They spent the entire campaign trying to make his fuck-ups seem less of a fuck-up. Every time he shit himself on stage, they tried to point the blame. Our education system is not the best, but we're not bigoted. I hear people who are women promoting rape. Females promoting rape. Why? I know why. And it is an age-old thing. Forgive thou, for they know not what they do. That is true. You know not what you do. You talk about making America great. I listened to Trump He says, we are going to abolish this government and replace it with one for the people. I hear a man that says he is going to destroy America and replace it. All of you people who voted for him, afraid Obama would supplant Saudi law, now we have something entirely new. It's not the Saudis. It's much worse. Because I have a very strong question to ask you. If he can't run a campaign, if he can't run a business, if he doesn't know shit about foreign policy, if he doesn't know shit about the nuclear triad, if he can make a clown of himself on national TV and all the other things, what makes you think that he would even know where to start? What makes you think that he would know where to start? United States media is trying to figure out who to blame. Who's at fault? It's not the media's fault. It's not the Democrats' fault. It is the fault of the Republican Party for selling out America to endorse somebody that they themselves could not defend. When Donald Trump spoke about Obama and Hillary being the founders of ISIS, people applauded. Do you think this is truly the fault of any Democrat? This is the fault of Alex Jones, the fault of Breitbart.com, the fault of every single biased site like Fox News. These people like CNN and whatnot, they didn't rise him up because he was getting the attention one way or another by people who believe the lizard people are in control of government, by people who believe juice boxes make you gay, by people who believe that the United Nations was going to invade America. We live by 4 different bases over here. We have an airfield about a mile or an hour drives down here. We have the shipyard. What do you see at the shipyard? You see ships going in and out of the harbor. You can look from one of the colleges here, and it oversees the water, and you can see those carriers going in and out of the harbor. When you go to the Air Force Base, you see airplanes going in and out. When you go to the other bases, you see tanks, you see what you would expect to see in a base. Traffic, activity, life. But only in America could people fear our government of invading our civilians just for transporting goods. For no greater sin TPP. I have only one strong thing to say about TPP. What the fuck do you people know about trade? We don't know anything. I got into an argument earlier today about some fucking idiot who says that he has a friend in the intelligence business who tells him stuff, that he was in the intelligence business, working for the military. I hear Rudy Giuliani talking about how the feds were not happy. I hear, and this is truly funny, Trump talking about how the system is rigged, while Conway attacks Hillary Clinton with false accusations. I hear people saying Hillary was pandering, while I see Trump begging for votes, changing his policy stance. See, Trump, you people think he talks for you just because he says, "I'm your voice." I mean, I knew people were cheap, but I didn't think they were that cheap. I got 4 megs left on the file size before I have to stop. The Democrats didn't make Trump. Our right to hate our government made Trump. Our free will matched with people's bloodlust and hate and need for war. These laws and regulations exist because other people said, hey, I could do whatever I want, so I did it. And then the law came in, made things to stop it, so that other people could live more free, to have a better life and decisions, fighting against the Republicans to do this. I saw a shooting. Some during this election, I didn't see Muslim terrorists coming out of the woodworks. I saw white supremacist terrorists coming out of the woodwork. Yeah. California, bunch of people. There was a shooting near one of the voting ballots, or voting centers. People got hurt, people died. People say that a woman shouldn't be leader. They say the Bible says it. I ask you people who say that. The Bible brings up words from both sides. Stories that are designed to educate people in context. So I ask you, what story was that? Was it the story of something the devil did? Or was it a story of something God did? Because they're both in there. I listened to the guy. Oh, this is important. You guys say that the news is cherry picking. It's funny. Because throughout this election, I heard of one thing and only one thing. Emails. It's the only thing people use as an answer to all things hateful to Hillary. Emails. And in the meantime, people who hate Trump. Well, pick one. 3,500 lawsuits. Trump University. Trump Steaks. Trump Magazine. Trump Beauty Pageant. Trump Airlines. Him calling Mexicans rapists. Him accusing Obama of being the founder of ISIS. Take your pick. Making fun of a disabled person. Is that cherry picking compared to you? Is it? I hear people say that Trump's not pro-war, but he's gonna destroy our alliances and renegotiate forcefully. I see his policies. They say he's gonna send a fleet to Japan and China to force them into trade. That's always smart. Last I checked, we were somewhat mutual friends with China. After all, when we thought North Korea, or one of the Korean states hacked Sony, the Chinese cut off their internet for a little bit. That's gotta say something. This guy, Trump, he kicked people out. Kicked them out. Every time somebody protested, people even kicked and beat up people. Some protester goes to Obama and Trump is saying that Obama was hostile, hurtful, and yelling at him. And at the same time, we got a video of Obama saying, "No, let him speak. This is the freedom of expression." That is what it means to be speaking for the people. And instead you voted for somebody who would kick you out if you disagreed. Congratulations, America. You fucked yourself real hard and real good. Now it just comes to one basic point in question. Is the pride of the American image more important than the image that America is? Which goes to say whether or not our imposing of this belief that we have a good leader would extend the Republicans' need to keep him from being impeached. Guess we'll find out. My name is Jordan. And spread this around if you agree.